taken a little longer than expected, and that's because the manufacturer has not released the latest libraries to run this thing. They have given me a sort of a sneak peek version of their configuration software, which can move the motor, but they can't send me the actual messages. So I'm having to look at the serial lines and decode them manually to try and figure out which commands are doing what. It is an incredibly painstaking process, but here's some demo of the actuator moving using their configuration tool, not using my code. Okay, here's a little sample of the how this thing reacts. You can tell my whole table is just shaking, so probably not the best setup to be trying this on, but hey, that's what I've got. Let's go back to 0-ish. Yeah, it starts oscillating. I think it's just the table is not gonna work for this, but you can get a rough idea. So that was about a fourth of the gain. I can turn that up, and you're gonna see this thing. It's gonna require some tuning, but it has a lot of power. All right, 1 second. Here we go. So pretty fast. Go back to position 0 again. I mean, it's basically like lifting this board off the table. That's at half gain. Go to 3/4. It gets out of control here. So we'll go about the same. I mean, just wickedly powerful. I'm not gonna do full gain because the thing like almost rips my desk apart. So until I get to a point where I have a good base, but it should just give you an idea of the speed you can expect out of this thing. I mean, it is. God, without those oscillations. I mean, I realize it's underdamped, but this thing is gonna be fast. It's going to be really fast, so I'm excited that it has plenty of power. Let's try a couple other attachments. Alright, got the airsoft on here, and we'll do the same thing again. I'll go to about 1/4 of the gain. Okay, I'm just going to give it a 30-40 degree command. Oh, nice and smooth. Bring it back down. A little oscillation, but everything on this table is pretty shaky, so I'm not going to worry about that yet. So let's do about a half gain. The gain's about half of the max, and yeah, pretty fast. I am stabilizing it to stop those oscillations. Again, I'm not going to worry about that until I have it on a rigid stand. But something good to know. Do they damp out? Yeah, pretty well. Okay, let's go to 3/4 gain. And go back up to 30-40 degrees. God, that's so fast. Holy smokes. The oscillations are not damping out. What if I hold the table still? Hold the mount still. No, I have to damp it manually, so yeah, these gains are too high, but you can do some gain scheduling. That just means have a high gain while it's moving and then do some tricks to get it to stabilize. Let's go to just full gain. I think it's going to brown out my power supply. Nope. Damn, that's fast. Okay. Gonna go to a little bit less gain. Go back down to a nice smooth and gonna check out the range of motion. So that's 70 degrees. Let's do 90. Nope, that's about all we get. But that's what it was designed for, so it's about perfect. We'll bring it back down to 0. Just a nice, slow Slow gain. Again, still oscillating. Cool, let's try another one. Okay, this is the worst case. Well, it's kind of the best case that I hoped for. But you can see this is a big... a big rifle on a very small Sentry turret. So I've got the gains way down. I'm gonna have to hold the table down because it's gonna... like, this thing... The rider's bigger than the Bronco here. So I've got the gain set way down. I'm going to push the button and then hold the table still. See if it moves. Yeah, I can't hold the table down well enough. Ah! Jeez. This thing is... oh my goodness. Alright, I'm going to actually clamp the table a little bit, see if I can fix this. Okay, so I added a little mass to the front. But I think this is probably in the realm of possibility. We'll see how the system handles the recoil. But you can see it's going to take a lot of tuning and you have to move this thing very slowly. So I'm really unimpressed with its performance regarding this thing. Maybe with some tuning you could make it work better. You know, this thing is just cantilevered. It's... the whole desk shakes. So, not the best, not giving it the best chance, but there we go. Okay, let's try this with a little more reasonably sized situation. Okay, that's about 1/4 gain. Let's go to 90. Yeah. Go back to 0. The controls are kind of crude here for now. Nice. Not bad. Let's go up to about half gain. That was a little under 1/4. Again, controls are crude, so obviously will be much smoother when it's all working. And let's go to 90. Okay, it's about half gain. It's pretty quick. Let's go back at 3/4 gain. Go back to 0 degrees. Ooh, I like that. That is just kind of crisp. Yeah, crisp, well damped. This is probably where I'll start. Oof, like it. Let's try max gain. My little power supply probably can't handle this, so it might brown out. Nope, okay. Honestly, it didn't seem that much faster. Maybe. Still nice and crisp, though. No overshoot. Ooh la la. I like it. Oh, so smooth. And on like a shaky base, too. Let's put a little mass in there. Yeah, you can see that gyroscopic precession caused it to rotate. So let's see if it precesses as we move back. Not as much. See if it was precession or just kind of oscillation. Yeah, maybe just some bumping around. Wow, very promising. Now it'll just be a question of recoil. And I can tell you, based on my experience, that I have very few concerns about this. I mean, these mounting points are stiffer than your hands would be. Fucking retarded. Okay, here's what you're going to get for the software. You're going to have a camera screen that can, pan, tilt, zoom around. Then you're going to have this like overhead tactical view on the left. So with that tactical view, basically you can use the ASDF keys. Basically any HID, which is human interface device, you'll be able to hook up to this. So goggles, who knows. Eventually, for this tactical map, I do want to get integrated with ATAC, which give you elevation, a 3D view, which will just be awesome. But for now, just a little like overhead view of your place. This is not my place, for the record. It's just some random spot on Google Maps. And then you'll also be able to hook up your game controller. And here, as we're approaching like the end of the programmed rotation, or the limit of the turret rotation that I put in software, the controller starts vibrating. So just kind of an example of the features you could expect to see when the software is done. And I realize this is really hacky, shitty looking software, but honestly, it's going to get the job done. The goal here is to make a minimum viable product, like the bare minimum you need to move a turret around. I have, if you look at my other videos, done a lot of like image recognition stuff.
Good luck, try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find.
I love that. With the controller, the little Raspberry Pi I plan to use, the little $60, $80 computer, it only can do human recognition at like 15 frames per second, or object recognition. Not very good. I do plan to design the electronics so you'll be able to put this like $500 computer or a $2,000 computer on this thing, and with that you'll be able to do some like really fast image recognition. Like this one will do like 300 frames per second for some of the algorithms, which is that allows you to track very fast moving targets, and allows your turret to move faster. The problem is if your turret is faster than your image recognition system, it just won't work. You'll have oscillations. It's an unstable system. So yeah, that's the software overview, and then I'll be using this like Seek thermal camera. Let me see if I can just give you a quick demo. I'll just turn this thing on and like walk outside so you can kind of see what kind of quality there is. And with this, I'm not sure if I will sell the cameras. They are export controlled, so I can't even like share the firmware, definitely not the hardware, with anyone who is not a a U.S. born citizen, full citizen. So yeah, my stuff is only being sold to full-blooded American citizens. Like, I'm not taking any chances with this. I'm still trying to figure out how exactly I'll do that on my site, but that is part of the reason that this won't be going like completely open source. It'll be open source for Americans. Everyone else, dude, this shit's not that hard to figure out. Let's do the thermal camera.